management, tax, accounting, and payroll. Thank you for voting us Yuba Sutter's best in multiple categories, including financial advisor and wealth management firm for the past 5 years. You can find more information at ShawAssociatesInc.com or 530-674-1150. Shaw & Associates is proud to support community radio.
And in with us right now, Officer Brian Danielson from the California Highway Patrol. How you doing, Brian?
I'm doing good.
Yeah? How was your new year?
It came and went. It was another day. We stayed up.
Way too late?
I stayed up till midnight, 12:01, and then went to sleep.
Oh, man, I'm a little jealous. I had to stay up later than that because I had a son at his friend's house.
Oh.
And I had to wait and go and pick him up, and I was so tired, and I'm just like, oh, come on, just call me and tell me you want to go home. But finally, I was just like, you know what, it's too late. I'm just going to go pick him up.
I spent my New Year's evening from 11:20 on driving down Highway 65 to go to Kaiser and Roseville to pick up my stepdad. He admitted himself, the ambulance came, called 911. He had a backache. I go, okay. So I was thinking, so they called me about 9:30. He wants to go home. We're thinking about discharge him. I go, can you keep him overnight? Because I don't want to drive down there. No, he's causing problems. I said, okay. So as I'm driving down and past the Hard Rock Cafe and stuff, there was nobody on the road, and those that were wanting to get somewhere quickly.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm doing 72. And they're blowing by me at 90. I'm thinking, well, there must be another party to get to before midnight.
I'm sorry, you said you were doing 72 and a 65?
Yeah.
Okay. We'll talk about that later. We'll talk about it later.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah.
Never admit your speed. Come on. Just say,
I always
was
go 5
that.
over. Yeah. So, but I was amazed at how light the traffic was down and back because I had to come back. He lives in Fair Oaks, so I came back 80 to go home. And man, everything was just. Wow, this is weird because when you're during the day when you're down there, like on a Saturday, there's a lot of traffic.
There is.
But midnight, 1 o'clock, not so much.
Yeah, so let's talk about a little bit of what's going on locally. Some new state laws have come into effect, and how do those affect us here in our area? And talk about those laws as well.
So one that actually was effective July 1st of last year was the points that are a point that will now be added for distracted driving tickets that are convictions. Okay. So if you have your cell phone in your hand or if you're talking on your cell phone and you get a conviction, it's still no points until you get a second conviction in 36 months. That second conviction will be a point on your record and it'll increase your insurance and it'll also affect your driving license.
Right.
So that's one that came through. That was last year. That came into effect in the middle of the year. We for the new year, they had added a definition of sideshows. And that is 2 or more vehicles that block traffic for the purpose of performing stunts for spectators.
Nice.
And that's now in a definition of the vehicle code. In 2025, they could start suspending. The court has the option to suspend somebody's license for up to 90 days who are convicted of a street racing offense.
Oh, wow.
Do we have much of that happening in our area?
Yes.
We do?
It's an epidemic. It's
really?
actually all statewide.
Wow.
Maybe I'm just getting old and not going and trying to race people in my car and things like that. And
maturity has a big thing to do with it. It usually is a younger crowd that's out there.
I catch myself becoming an old person because I'll see something like that and I go, look at that.
Well, no, you don't get to experience it when you're driving on the road. It's we've had issues at the Kohl's parking lot in Yuba City where they take over the entire parking lot during business hours, and they do burnouts in the parking lot. They have fireworks, aerial fireworks, which are illegal in California, going off. They have alcohol. They have many of the times those groups have guns too. It's not a safe place. I feel bad for the businesses. Because there's 150, 200 cars out there.
Oh my goodness!
And they've got the entire parking lot taken over. And sometimes we could intercept their stuff on social media, and so we know they're coming out there. So we'll have. There was one time where we had multiple officers on overtime from Yuba City, PD, CHP, and other agencies, and we went out and hammered them, and we actually got them to move.
Oh,
they were uncomfortable there, so they moved, and we followed them over to Yuba County. They went out to the Yuba College area, and we're doing, taking over intersections out there, doing donuts, and we had enough presence out there for them to move again down off McGowan, and then they overtook that place down McGowan and Powerline until we swarmed that area too. And then they finally said, let's get out of this area. And then it was our mission was accomplished. They all left. We had no idea where they went until about an hour and a half later when Davis PD was pulling their hair out.
So probably places like the mall after hours, the old Kmart parking lot.
Well, the Kmart parking lot is another one, and Yuba City PD is really good at getting them out of there. But it's the Yuba College Sutter County campus on East Onstadt that gets a brunt of it.
Oh, okay.
So they have their typical meetup spots. You know, I like when we were in high school, our meetup spot, Friday night, Carl's Jr., there on Bridge Street. You find out what's happening there type thing.
And Barney, the security guard, was always out there.
Oh, Barney. Yeah.
He's the yellow jacket. Yeah.
Gotta love Barney.
Yeah.
But, you know, they have those meetup spots and things like that. Have you found there's like a typical place they'll usually meet? Do they have a usual burnout place, or is it changing everywhere?
Mainly the 3 locations that I get, and there's some others that pop up here and there. Usually we get the calls for it because people are tired of hearing the burnouts, and they're causing all sorts of issues. I mean, once they start blocking traffic to do donuts and intersections, then that's when people call, and then that's when we start sending people.
That's a little out of control.
Of course, the thing with, like you said, camera phones and GoPros, you know, where that wasn't back in your day. You guys are same age.
Yeah.
So, you know, my day, you know, we didn't film anything. You know, we just went out and found a spot in the mud to fool around in until we got stuck or whatever.
Right. You didn't film anything back in the day, and you never really got punished for anything because you didn't have evidence that you posted on social media that was easy for us to find and download.
And you've got somebody who's on top of that all the time, I'm sure.
We have people that, for the bigger incidences, yes.
Okay. So you gear up on Friday and Saturday nights, basically.
We try to. Usually, the winter is kind of cooled off a little bit with the cooler weather and rain, so it's not as much. But the summertime it picks up.
Hot asphalt.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
Anything else happening as far as new laws in effect? Or are those the 2 major ones that?
Well, it's a minor one, but it's equestrian safety. So any person under the age of 18 has to wear a helmet, properly fitting helmet at all times, and then everybody riding a horse after dark have to have reflective gear on either the horse or them.
And is this going down the road, or is this even in, like, say, when they're riding at a stable or things like that?
So in parades, they're exempt.
Okay.
So let me list here. It does not apply for parades, festival, or equestrian animal crossing a paved highway. So if they're going from a paved highway, just crossing it, they don't have to have it.
So this is on the road, they need to have a helmet on.
Yeah, on the road with vehicle traffic.
So I've seen people on horseback on the Sutter Bike Trail.
That's there's signs prohibiting that. Horses, they're not supposed to be on the paved bike trail or any motorized vehicles. I've seen dirt bikes and ATVs and even cars driving down.
I think most of the people that I've seen encountered on my bicycle are riding on the shoulder, but they have to get up a bit to cross over, one of the major roads and then get back on the other dirt side, But I mean, yeah, I was just teasing because for my bicycle, I've got a blinker on the back and a light that flashes on the front, and I've got a reflective thing on my helmet.
And the people in the space station could see you. Yeah, I know.
Yeah.
What
about electric bikes down the bike path? Is that legal?
As long as it's human powered still.
Oh, okay.
So I mean,
you're safe, Captain.
No, not me. I've got a couple of guys I ride with that have the e-bikes, and they're still pedaling occasionally, but they've got the thumb throttle, but they're decked out with reflective gear and vests. And
I rode one of those at Vans. They let me ride it down Gray Avenue and up and down, and those things are crazy.
Yeah.
They're super easy to get. You get up to 30 miles an hour.
Oh yeah.
Easy without any real effort.
Yeah, I know.
No spandex suits required to do 30 on that one. It's just you're just going.
Yeah, I get a kick. I says, "Come on, guys, you got to pedal some." A couple of guys went all the way out to the Buttes on Pass Road, and one of them says, "I've got one bar left. Can I get home?" And we're all going, "Oh, you're good."
Yeah, that's what your legs are for, buddy. You can make it. Exactly. So, what else is happening with the CHP? What's some of the new goals? New year, new you, new goals for the CHP. What do you want to see happen, especially in our area itself?
Well, I mean, people think of the Highway Patrol as just enforcing the road, the rules of the road and stuff. But since we incorporated the state police back in '95, we kind of expanded our role to penal code stuff that, anything that happens on state property, we take responsibility for and investigation. So the fairgrounds is state property. There's all sorts of state property when you look at the state property map.
Yeah.
So we have jurisdiction over all of that, the Caltrans building, et cetera. But we've also, since we do have that statewide ability, we have the organized retail crime theft task force that we head up. There's 3 different divisions they're in. And then they kind of serve as a hub for information, and they also try to identify suspects because these trends don't occur just in our area; they occur statewide.
Right.
Yeah, you got multiple people going into a retail establishment for the sole purpose of stealing as much as they can.
Yeah, and we've seen a lot lately of like smash and grabs and things like that happening.
Yeah, and there's been about 3 or 4 good cases from that retail task force. Led by us that have led to arrests of multiple people and recovered. I think one lady had over $400,000 worth of merchandise in her house that she had stolen over the years. She was selling it on,
like Craigslist and things like that.
She was selling it all online.
Wow.
So, with that task force trying to go through and find all of the retail and all of that, what are you finding? Are there trends to things that people are taking, or is it just whatever they can get their hands on type of stuff?
Well, this last season, it changed drastically with the smash and grabs. We got just mobs of people going into, like, say, Louis Vuitton,
right,
and stealing high-end merchandise, and then it just 20, 30 people at a time going in there. There's nothing security can do. There's almost nothing law enforcement can do. I hope there's nothing that customers would do. Just get out of the way and try to be observant at that point. Try to look for tattoos or hair color or, a description of that person. Most of the time they're parking right outside. It's easy access for them to get back to their car. Try to get a license plate number, description of the car if it's available. Don't go out of your way to do it, but everybody has cell phones.
Right.
So, if you're able to get video of it, then please try to. And
well, I know some of the things I've heard around here is that I guess it's if you steal something that's under $1,000, it's just a misdemeanor.
It's under 950.
Yeah.
So it's got to be over that.
Okay.
And it's a single occurrence too. So you could steal $950 one day, $950 the next day, $950 the next day, and it's all misdemeanors if you're caught.
Wow.
That law changed back in, I want to say it was mid-2010s is when that came out.
I did not know that. I'm thinking, wow.
So, went from 400 up to 900.
Yeah.
But there was also penalties for commercial retail theft. So if you go in for the purpose of stealing something out and you had no intention of paying, that was an automatic felony. It didn't matter if it was a Snickers bar or if it was a big screen TV.
Right.
It was still a felony if you had no intention of paying for it. And that got scrubbed and canceled.
Okay.
And that's really, we've seen a large increase since then of people going in and stealing things.
Yeah.
Really? So, what types of measures can we take to try to help protect our businesses and protect, from theft? What types of measures can we as citizens do to try to help that?
Well, like I just already explained, it's trying to get the descriptions of the people that are involved and license plates, calling CHP or local law enforcement, giving us that information so we could put it together in that task force or send it to the task force people and then let them put it together for a case. Because sometimes it may not be instant, but a couple weeks later, there's going to be some search warrants that are start being served and property recovered.
Wow.
Cool. Awesome, Brian.
Because you were saying, Brian, earlier off air that these rings will run the whole state.
Yeah.
So they'll start in Orange County and come all the way up.
Yeah, so I worked at Staples as a sales manager for 6 years, and I started in the San Clemente store and ran into one guy there that was stealing ink, double packs of ink. Specifically, they're $53 a double pack, and we were losing 40 to 60 of those at a time.
Oh, wow.
And so it's a significant amount of money coming out of our profit and loss. And I kicked him out with the general manager, and then I transferred stores, Yuba City and then Natomas. And then Natomas, I ran into the same guy stealing.
Jeez.
Kicked him out, transferred to the Auburn store. The very first day I was there, saw that same guy go into the Auburn store straight to the ink aisle, and I went straight over there, just grabbed him, pushed him out the front door, said, "Don't come back here."
You're on a first name basis with this guy.
I knew him. Yeah, I knew him by name.
Oh my gosh.
I'm not going to say it here, but
No.
but that's and that person is not one person. There's multiple people involved in that.
Right.
And so he's going to come in. He's the one that was dedicated to stripping the pegs.
Right.
There was actually a lady who walked in as she had like she had a disability with a long dress on. What we ended up finding out was she had a big net sewn between her legs, and she would waddle to the back of the store where he would store the stuff in an unused aisle or a very sparsely used aisle, and then another person would come in. So it was 3-4 people. And then they would distract the employees, keeping them away from that area. So she would go back there and stick all the double packs down in that sack between her legs.
Wow.
And then she would waddle back out like she had a disability. So it's a group.
Oh,
It's a
yeah.
group
Yeah.
effort.
Yeah.
It is organized retail theft.
And that's expensive stuff.
Yeah, in 2017, they estimated it was $30 billion that's stolen from merchants
Wow.
Oh my goodness.
per year.
That's a lot. Yeah, that's a lot.
That is a lot. So our time is almost up. And is there anything else you'd like to tell the community before we end our interview here? Is there anything we haven't touched on?
Look, we get a lot of calls for Start Smart and Age Well Drive Smart and all the courses that we put on.
Right.
Kind of having that on the back burner right now until the COVID-19 stuff kind of settles down a little bit. So maybe we're looking at maybe sometime in mid-February when we start picking that back up. With hopefully we can, because those are good programs that we have.
Awesome. Brian, thank you so much for being on the air today with us.
All right, thank you guys.
It's
Yeah,
always
thanks,
a pleasure
Brian.
to see you.
Yeah.
Take care.
Yeah, thanks.
This community interview is made possible by Shaw and Associates.
I'm Dave Shaw, President and CEO of Shaw & Associates. For over 65 years, Shaw & Associates has been your trusted local expert for wealth management, tax, accounting, and payroll. Thank you for voting us Yuba Sutter's best in multiple categories, including financial advisor and wealth management firm for the past 5 years. You can find more information at shawassociatesinc.com or 530-674-1150. Shaw & Associates is